Is this a Michelin menu update?
Princess Bear, today we're at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort because I hear spring somewhere in the background.
It's time to go to Toledo.
Yeah, it's that little place here up on the roof has changed their menu, and as your number one choice of foodie infotainment, we're here to try the thing, so you don't have to. Remember, she's vegan. I'm not. I'm going to swim, climb, and then jump off the building again.
It's time to foodie and chill. I told Bear that I was not going to get pan con tomate, and then we sat here and I was like, how can I not order pan con tomate? So we had to start with this menu change with the classic, because if you do not pan con tomate, no matter what is going on here at Toledo, you might be doing Toledo wrong. Now, it does look like they've eased up on the salt action on here, but they've also eased up on the pepper action as well. The bread seems a little bit thicker. It is so tasty, fresh, bright. There is an actual liberal amount of salt, even though you don't see like a huge amount of salt flakes. It is liberal and it's good. I also had a copious amount of pepper in my bite, so loving that. Between like Toledo and Jaleo, it's really hard to pick one because both of their pan con tomates are so distinctly different. I would say try both for science, or don't. They're both an amazing and very different experience. I don't know which one I like more. Probably Jaleo, because they use like imported Spanish water. But this isn't bad, especially for Disney. I would give it a 4.5 out of 5 pan con tomate. Now, if they could put it back at Three Bridges like they used to have, I would be very happy.
The ever-present pan con tomate. When the princess told me she didn't want one, I knew that deep down that was a lie. She didn't want to get one because we were getting other things on the menu, but she always wants one. It's like they say when it's 5 o'clock somewhere, it's pan con tomate time everywhere. Perfect appetizer. Even though it looks a little bit different, that balance of the salt and the pepper, that fresh crushed tomato on top of the toasted bread, it's such like the most basic of basic appetizer, but the way that it's executed is like peak Spanish comfort food. Of all the tapas we've ever gotten, at here, at Dahlia, at Three Bridges, the pan con tomate is by far my favorite. It's still, to me, a 5 out of 5 clause. It's on the Bear Necessities list. We get it every time we come here for a reason.
Our seasonal gazpacho has turned into a gazpacho trio. And although not listed as vegan on the menu, since we are here the first day of the new menu, it is vegan as is, which is awesome. Now, you are supposed to take it like a stoplight and start with the grape and then go to the verde and then end with the tomato. So that is what I'm going to do. Start with the grape. That's very bright and interesting. More like a mild. It kind of makes me feel like it's like a roux or like bechamel. Yes, that's right. Like a bechamel type gazpacho. It's not bad, but it's not great. I would give it a 3 out of 5 great gazpachos. Now let's go to the verde. Verde makes a great chaser. It has like some nice pepper notes to it. It's very bright. It has some creaminess, but not too creamy. It just tastes like almost like a emulsified tomatillo. Love that. I would give that a 4 out of 5 gazpacho. And then we're gonna end the spotlight here with our classic tomato, our cute little croissantino. I'm gonna dip you. Very delicious. Also very bright, a little oil heavy for me. I think the tomato gazpacho at Jaleo is a little bit better. I don't know if it is the verde that is giving me spice now or if it is the tomato. that is now giving me spice, but like having all three together in like the shot form that you're supposed to do, I think is optimum. I would give the tomato a 3.5 out of 5. Gazpachos, the whole thing I think is a 4. It's a great experience, and I just want to do like a sip of each and kind of like put them all together and see what that tastes like, because it sounds amazing.
Gazpacho holds a special place in our heart, very similar to Brussels sprouts. Starting this channel and doing food here at Disney Universal they're foods that we discovered that become regular rotations in like our foodie journey that probably never would have entered the rotation if not for Disney. We are addicted to gazpacho. I probably don't make gazpacho as much as I would like. It's more of a snack or an appetizer than like an entree, but like it's not even hard to make. Most of the work is gathering the ingredients from the grocery store. But like this makes me want like a gazpacho dispenser or like a gazpacho subscription box. I want a place like Club Cool at Epcot where I can just go and try different gazpachos from around the world and just like take shots of it. Like that's what I want, ideally. Or like a gazpacho tasting room. I don't know. I just love gazpacho. So this is actually rather exciting, even if it's like shot form. You got this grape one. I've never had a grape gazpacho, so I am intrigued, if anything. Ooh. That one's got a lot of character. It's slightly sweet, but it's got like a cucumber character to it. It's a bit thicker than some of the other gazpachos. I can see where they want you to go at first. It's very bright, very like spring, like the morning, like before the sun gets too hot. That's the kind of vibe I get from it. The flavor, though, very interesting. I would drink more of that. I would give that 3.75 out of 5 claws. Then we have the Verde gazpacho, made with like mainly tomatillo. Wonderful smells. Ooh, there's like a balsamic or something else in there to help with the acidity. Ooh. I need an IV bag of this. I'll look pathetic as I need to. I'll even wear a hospital gown. I'll wear boxers, obviously, and I'll walk around with a little pole, but I want an entire bag of this. 5 out of 5 claws. Then we have the classic, the red tomato base, the gazpacho you normally see, the different colors. If you ever wanted to try gazpacho and you don't want to commit to something like here or even Jaleo, because Jaleo itself a little expensive when it's on our magical dining, we always suggest going to Pepe. They have rotations there. They have the beet one a lot of times. They also have regular gazpacho from time to time. And it's like a little jug. But you can split it amongst friends. I want jugs of all these. The flavors, the enjoyment. How I went so many years of my life not getting gazpacho. Ooh, a little bit of front of the mouth spice. Like Goldblum style. Okay. Like tingly, not like spicy. Like one out of 10 on the heat scale, but like the mouth tickles. I gave the last one a 5, but this is my favorite. So it's also getting a 5. I'm giving the entire trio a 4.75 out of 5 claws. Altogether, it's an amazing foodie experience. And like, if you've never tried gazpacho and you happen to find yourself here with friends, now is the time to try it. Because this will give you a full breadth of what gazpacho can be. And it is a little bit more than just chilled tomato soup. I love it. The seasonal salad here at Toledo has almost become a routine sort of tradition for us. When it changes, poof, here we are. And I'm not complaining because as a rabbit, I love me some rabbit food, okay? So you have this wonderfully, beautifully displayed bowl of heirloom tomatoes. You have a little watermelon radish in here. There's some pistachio sprinkled on top. And then you also have this in the middle with this manchego cheese, but it's a manchego foam. And then there's also a little bit of stone fruit in here. So like cheese foam, that's like the non-hood version of cheese in a can. And I'm excited. And yes, even as a grown adult, I still do eat cheese in the can. The princess has been rather disgusted watching that happen from time to time. Look at that. They're huge chunks, but it's mostly a tomato salad, so I expect the chunks to be huge. I had some doubts about cheese foam. I was expecting like soap bubbles, but it's like the thickness and density of like a good like shaving cream lather. Like when you first spray it out of the can, or even like when you whip it up in the bowl real nice. It's like that thick of just like seasoned cheese. It's not just cheese, there's some other things in there. But that tastes lovely. Now, without the cheese, it could be made vegan because it's really just tomatoes, fruit, and a little bit of lettuce. But honestly, cheese heads, go nuts. I love tomato salad. I think my previous favorite tomato salad was one you got on the Pote-inspired journeys at Sanaa. But like this is like a full-size portion. I would eat this daily. And I need to understand how to make cheese foam so that I can make the princess a vegan version because she needs to experience this. That is a 4.75 out of 5 claws. I could do with maybe a little bit more seasoning on the tomatoes because they don't stand out as much as say like the tomatoes in like the pan con tomate, but the cheese is amazing. We've come here so often that there are still things I haven't tried. Now, I've had all manner of seafood in this restaurant, scallops, swordfish. I've had the salmon multiple times. I've had octopus. I've had even the plank swordfish before. But I've never had like the hard meat. So we have a marinated grilled lamb, which is on the menu when we came back in October. But I remember I've never actually tried it. So you have the lamb cooked medium, sliced in like these little rectangles here. And then you have a salsa verde on the bottom. And there's some seasoned vegetables on the side here. And this is a potato cube. This is a cube of potato. You got your meat, potatoes, veggies. So it is brand new on the menu as far as they just reimagined it. But these are some huge chunks of the beef. Hopefully it slices easily enough with just a butter knife. And it did. I don't even need a sharp knife. Beautiful little piece of the lamb. They have cooked this lamb beautifully. It's nice and tender, literally just melts in the mouth. It's cooked medium perfectly. You can taste the marinade, it's well seasoned, so it doesn't feel like overly seasoned. I feel like some places they like to season lamb to the point of being like almost unrecognizable. This is still like the lamb on display. With all the grill marks and tenderness, it tastes amazing. Lamb on its own, I'm giving a 4 out of 5 claws. But I want to try it with all the fixings. I want a delicate piece of lamb. I want a little bit of this glorious potato cube here. We're going to put that lamb with the sauce on top of the potato cube. And then we're going to get a couple of these like nice seasonal root vegetables. Because here, kids, we eat our veggies. All of them. No, not Brussels. It's carrots. And I think, looks like heirloom carrots. Like yellow carrots, orange carrots, and then maybe some other root vegetables. That was an experience. That like potato cube, it's like the patatas is like super crispy on the outside of the potato chip, but then like really, really dense on the inside. So you got like a super seasoned skin, almost like a well-seasoned kettle-cooked chip. And the root vegetables, which could have been cooked a little bit longer. The carrots are a bit of a hard chew, especially when you have like the softness of both the potato and the lamb in there, but still wonderful flavor. Almost a flavor of salt, like a strong wind in the woods. But I approve. I'm keeping my 4 out of 5 claws, but I think it's a worthy dish. And actually, I'm quite enjoying it.
So I got the gigante beans. They are gigante, and usually my favorite thing, they are a little bit on the sloppy side. They used to be like thicker, and they've gotten thinner and watery as like the years have progressed. So it makes me sad. Hopefully it's not too salty. They are a little bit on the salty side and a little bit on the tomatoey side, but it's kind of like when you eat the pan con tomate, like you just have like a little bit of saltiness in there with your tomato. That's kind of just what it is. So it's not bad. It's flavorful. And when you mix it with the rice, I think that is like the winning combination. These beans are also available on the entree, which I've had multiple times and I'm not a huge fan of. It's like a whole bunch of like fixins on one side of the plate and the rest of the plate is blank unless you add meat. And I'm not adding meat and they don't have tofu, so I'd rather just have a side buffet than get that half-empty plate. I would give the gigante beans a 5 out of 5. They are a must-order for me, even though they are a little bit watery. I guess. Let me change my status. I'm gonna make it a 4.5 out of 5 because they are watery. They don't deserve a 5 for that.
A nice bowl of gigante beans because they are in fact gigantic. Look at that. Nice stewed beans. This is another legume that if we had at the house would be dangerous. Honestly, like most people, we get comfortable when we're at home and we just go to our regular grocery stores. A quick Google search, we were able to find many Latin grocery stores in Orlando, and that's going to have to be an adventure. It probably won't be a video, maybe like a short, but we need an adventure to find the things that we like to eat here somewhere else. I prefer the beans today were less chewy, but they're still an amazing flavor. Getting that extra sauce with it feels more like you're eating like a bean soup than the gigante beans on their own. They only ride on the fact that it tastes so good, but honestly, that's really the only thing that matters. I would give them a 4.25 out of 5 sauce.
The Spanish bomba rice is something that has been around for 3 years, I want to say. We came Thanksgiving a few years ago when they had like a vegan exclusive dessert, and that was like within days of them introducing it. They were out that day, and I was so sad. And I've been able to order it every single time since, but I feel like it's gotten progressively worse. And this one looks really dry. So, and in the, like just feeling the texture on the spoon, it feels really dry. As a Persian, my heart is sad for this. And you know, Nowruz is coming up, so wash your rice and soak it, people. You know that feeling when you've been drinking like filtered or bottled water all day, and then you get a sip of a tap water, and you're really just like, whoa, in your face, like, oh my gosh, that tastes like tap? That is what this rice tastes like. This is terrible. Very dry. However they made it, it is not a vibe. I would give it a 1 out of 5 rices. As a Persian, I am disappointed in Toledo. You can do better than this. You are better than this.
There's something that coming from cultures who eat a lot of rice will do to your brain. Because you know instinctively when rice looks or feels off. I don't really know how to explain it. I don't want to call it like a spidey sense, but you just know that when you pick up your fork or spoon, your chopsticks, it should feel a certain kind of way. So when you look at it and it's like, something's wrong here. It's like a Scooby-Doo investigation. Just the way that the rice kernels sort of like move against each other. That is not a good sign. But you know what? We do not judge things by their cover here. We judge them based on the quality of their character. So the quality of the rice. Maybe a smaller spoon. Very starchy. And it feels like it's been sitting. Like warmed rice. Like not like I've been sitting 20 minutes or like 30 minutes. Like sitting. And very starchy. You can feel it in your mouth. That's not a good time. That's like a sticky jungle gym or something. 1.5 out of 5 calls. It's probably the worst version of this rice I've ever had here.
I do want to see if there's any redemption for this rice. So I'm taking some of the rice, and I'm taking some of the gigante beans. I'm gonna toss that on there, and let's see if that makes it any better. No. Oh. It's like eating a sour lemon with a dirty rice aftertaste. It is bad. Oh, don't do that. Oh, I regret that decision immediately. I commit to my mistakes, but on the regret list. The patatas bravas can be modified vegan. They gave it to me wrong initially, and I had to send it back. So, and the quickness in which they brought this back really scared me. So I'm gonna grab, all these potatoes seem like really large compared to what the previous one was. Let's see. It's smoky. It has a little bit of fire to it. I think in the rush of remaking, the chefs in the kitchen maybe put a little bit too much cilantro as a topping. It is disgustingly cilantro. Like, that's mostly what I taste, and that should not be the star. The potatoes are cooked okay. They're just a little large for me. I wish they were like all chopped like a little bit smaller, so just all of them were cut in half. That would be perfect. Size for me, this is not as good as... It wasn't last time that we came, it was the time before when we came, and it was really tasty potatoes. I wish it was like that. This is disappointing also. I would give this a 4 out of 5 potatoes. I know today is a new menu day, and there have been some crazy things happening in this restaurant today, but the kitchen is not involved in anything happening here in the front of the house, as crazy as it might be, and there's still something afoot.
So, Papas Bravos, we love us a good potato in all its form. These are nice cooked, wedge-shaped, well-seasoned on all the edges, a little bit of char here and there. They look like they present well. The question always is, do they taste well? I would say that's not putting your best potato forward. Something is off, execution-wise. Well seasoned. It's not as charred as it looks. Soft, which, it's fine. But something about the taste of it is just not there. I've never felt like you're missing something, even when we get it without the sauce. Something just feels different. And I don't think it's a good different. I give it 2.5 out of 5 plus. They're average potatoes in a place where our potatoes are usually a standout. This feels more like oversized versions of like Disney quick service breakfast potatoes and not Toledo potatoes. So 2.5 out of 5 plus. Average. Painfully average. All the foodies know, and all the best Disney adults know, the main reason you come to Coronado Springs Resort, regardless of where you eat, is for the drinks. This is the Disney adults drinking resort, even if you don't like alcohol. There are some nice mocktails as well. But this time I am drinking the liqueur. I have some gin, elderflower liqueur, some chili liqueur as well, so a little bit of spice with cucumber. So I'm thinking like refreshing vibes, and also like that bite of the gin feels adequate for the view here. Oh, that's nice. That feels like a jacuzzi for the mouth. I feel like I just dove into a fresh spring. Like a fancy, overpriced water commercial level refreshing. I would give that 4 out of 5 claws. It's a sipping beverage, hence the martini glass, but even a regular schmo like myself is feeling quite fancy right now.
The new vegan, gluten-free dessert available at Toledo is this beautiful olive oil cake. Now, this is very different from the one that you used to be able to get at Trattoria that is no longer available. You got this like little cream in here, this olive oil cake piece. There's this like whole chocolate ribbon that I'm taking a little bit piece of, and then this sorbet. It's like a raspberry, like this nut crunch. This looks decadent. Cheers to new desserts, because I think some restaurants just need big changes. Recently, Bear and I went to the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival. You may or may not have seen our 3-part series on said festival. If you haven't, go check that out. If you have, you remember that lemon tart thing that I had at the Odyssey? It's very much like that. But then there's like a graham cracker crust, like crumble situation that goes with it, plus like a raspberry sorbet that's super light. So yeah, think about a lemon tart plus a raspberry sorbet, and like instead of having the tart in like a little like tart bread thing, whatever you call it, a crumble with a chocolate ribbon that doesn't taste like anything. And you're basically there. It's lemon forward enough for me to know that Bear is not going to like it, and it's very nutty for me. So I don't know how I feel about it. It does not make me feel great about I thought this was going to replace the lemon, or my love for the olive oil cake at Trattoria. It does not. I miss that one, but I love the new lemon ricotta cake that they have. Fire. This just makes me miss the old one that was there, because this is not the same. And I know it's Spanish. It's not supposed to be like Italian, so it's different. But I don't know. I would give it a 4 out of 5 desserts. It's nice. I love lemon. I just know Bear's gonna hate this.
As a young cub, bear cub, that is, I never would have considered olive oil cake a thing. If you had come to me and you had said, we're going to make an olive oil cake, I probably would have looked at you with a rather confused look. And I look confused a lot, even now, as a mostly fully grown bear. But this thing looks like, to me, it makes some sense. The circular cake, you got a little custard sort of meringue deal going on the inside, and you got like the hot cold deal, so you have the sorbet on the side, and then a little bit of chocolate. It feels like all the ingredients to a wonderful dessert. You have cake, you have topping, you have chocolate, sort of.
Bad life choice, Bear.
And then you have the cream, plant-based cream. As I sometimes do when I'm trying to be nice, especially when I know there are things in a dish I don't love. I can still understand the vision, the vision. I love the cake. Compliment 1. Okay, the cake, oil cake, wonderful. I ate a whole tower of that. I don't love necessarily the lemon on the inside, but that's more of like I think it's far too strong for the cake deal. But then when I add in the sorbet, well, the sorbet with the chocolate makes everything right. That hot and cold with the sorbet and then the cake is wonderful. I can do without some of the lemon. That's really a preference thing. Luckily, the way it's constructed, you can take as little or as much as you like. To me, it would be very, very little. But I think it's still a wonderful dessert. Very fitting for this restaurant. The colors even match the restaurant. I would give it 4.25 out of 5 stars. Brand new addition to the dessert menu here is the Crema Catalana. You have this, what is basically a Spanish creme brulee, even with the sugar cracked top. You have a chocolate sea salt crumble on the side, chocolate ganache surrounded in a little raspberry sauce to go with it. Let's give it, it's even got little crackings going on in here, but very much creme brulee-ish. It's very similar to the one we had here before. This is just reimagined with new sauces and fixins. But we like seeing things evolve. Like Pokemon, but you eat them. Don't eat the Pokemon. You do well with the citrus flavors in this restaurant. It's one of their specialities. Like Sith Lords, but tastier and less mean. So this is a very orange forward dessert in contrast to like the Princess's Lemon. But the orange is tempered by both the torch sugar top and then the chocolate crumble. And then you have like the raspberry sauce to offset that. It just comes off as a very creamy, like creme brulee surrounded by chocolate. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. It's very comforting as far as dessert. And very like, I can end my night like this. This is okay. I would give it a solid 4 out of 5 plus. Toledo Tapas Bar and Grill.
I have to say, the items that were new were fabulous. The items that remained that we got were basically terrible.
Hey, the execution seems to be falling off a bit on some of the food there. We've always had excellent time, especially with like sides and everything else.
Yeah.
And this time they were not it. And maybe it was an off night. There was a lot of things going on in the restaurant.
A lot.
There's somebody having a medical event, so things going on. Managers very, very busy.
And it was the first day of a new menu.
Yes.
There was just, it was
Hectic.
a lot. It was a lot.
Hectic.
Yeah, it felt hectic. It felt like a lot. And I mean, you know, we all have bad days. We didn't have the best service. That's fine. Part of my order was wrong. That's fine. I didn't eat my potatoes or my rice. No, like, oh, why is there, you know, just taking the plates and whatever. That was like, that's the thing, you know, either they do it or they don't. But I just didn't like any of my sides. I loved my apps, and the dessert was very interesting. I did finish it, and the more that I ate it, the more that I liked it. So I will just maintain the fact that the new things were great and the old things were not great, except for the gigante beans, because I love them and they're great.
I feel like we answered our own question in that, is this worth it as a Michelin mentioned restaurant?
No.
If that is the standard,
No.
you're kind of missing. As a full experience, it was a little bit lacking.
It was not good.
Now, we come to Toledo all the time. We come to Coronado all the time because we love the resort. So
Yes.
we will definitely be back. But it does feel like if we had been somebody that maybe on their first time here, we'd be very hesitant to return.
I agree, yeah. I think if it was my first time dining here, I would not want to come back for a very long time. It'd be like the last signature dining experience on my list, but we've been here, I think at least 6 or 8 times. We were here opening weekend of the tower and ate at Toledo, so we've seen every iteration of the menu, and I just, this one is very like, if they were going to be reviewed by Michelin right now, I don't think that they would be mentioned this
I wonder
year.
what you guys think. Have you guys been to Toledo lately? What kind of experience have you had? Good or bad? Let us know in the comments below. As always, if there's anything else you'd like to see us do, the comments will always be the place to find us. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
We have new videos 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
we'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, Bear might eat himself out of Coronado, and then, I don't know, will he never Michelin again? Do we even care about Michelin anymore?
You heard the girl.